What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor. And apparently, there's been a shootout in a South Carolina mall. This is crazy out here. You can't even go shopping nowadays without something ignorant happening. So let's dive off into this. Let's see what's going down. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
I am so thankful that Richland County is a praying community, because only by the grace of God I'm not standing up here talking about 20 or 30 kids that were killed. And this has happened for the last 2 years, and right up until this past week, the same thing, where we've had multiple shots being fired at events. I'll go back to April 29, 2023 at Meadow Lakes, where a group of people with guns shooting at people, made arrests in that. Last year on May 28th, the village of Lakeshore, another mass shooting again. And then last week at Columbia Place Mall, and then in the town of Blythewood. I've stand up here many times and talk about young people with guns and how dangerous they are and what we got going on in this community. And that's what we had recently, last week. We're going to show some videos in a minute, and they're very graphic, and they should be, because our community needs to look at this and be shocked on what we've got going on in our community. Parents need to look at this and be shocked and take some action. We still have a lot of parents out here who are turning a total blind eye on what their young people are doing with the guns and just shooting with total disregard for any human life whatsoever. I stand here and I shake my head, and I'm just amazed, but also very thankful that we haven't had young people killed to the extent that it could have been in any of these incidences. I'm also standing here thankful for our community and those who do care enough in this community to make calls and help us out and give us information. And for those who are upset about what's going on and are doing things, but we need more. We need more people involved. We need more parents involved. It's just unconscionable on some of the things that we see and what we're going to do. So we're going to show videos, and we're going to talk through them, and we're going to slow them down because people need to see. First shooting happened Wednesday, April 2nd, at Columbia Place Mall. And I will say this, both of these shootings that we're going to discuss, Columbia Mall had nothing to do with it. The town of Blythewood had nothing to do with it. I don't want people to blame what's going on either one of these places. The responsibility goes on the shooters. It's not on the locations. And I think sometimes we want to blame the locations for something happening. And that's not true. And these cases here, this just is where the shootings happen. And you'll just see how those involved just did not care one bit. So the first one happened at Columbia Place Mall Wednesday, a little bit over a week ago, about 3:30, where we get a call of a shooting going on in the mall. This is one of the stores in the mall. It's a typical store. People in there shopping. Stop. I want you to see this lady and this baby in this stroller. She's just a shopper. Has nothing.
That is crazy. Look at how she fell with the baby in the stroller. Man, when them bullets get to flying, though, bullets have no name. And these are the things that people need to understand. Bullets have no names on them. It doesn't matter where you at, what angle you are. When hot bullets get to flying, it's impossible to, get out the way fast enough sometimes. This is crazy right here.
Nothing to do with anything except she's in there shopping, and she's caught in the middle of a gunfight. And those who are firing those rounds have absolutely no concern for her safety or that baby's safety whatsoever. I applaud her. you're going to see as this video goes, how she protects her child. That is a mother. That's what a parent does, but the action she's taken, but she and that baby, hopefully the baby's not old enough to realize, but they'll be traumatized forever. Continue. There's shooting going on as she's laying there right now. I want everybody to look at that. I want parents in the community to look at that young lady right there and that baby on the danger that they're being subjected to. There's shooting going on. There's a shootout going on right now, and they're absolutely in the middle of it. Play the video. These are the bad guys. That's Team B. 3 of them in Team B. 1 in Team A. Look at the guns coming out. Look at the shooting they're doing. She's over here laying on the floor as they're shooting. Bullets hitting here, bullets hitting everywhere. Here they'll run out. Stop. We'll go back. Continue. Just keep continuing. Keep it going. That's all 3 of them have got guns. They've already shot at the individual they were shooting at. So Team A has 1 person. Team B has 3 people. But you have a baby and that lady caught in the middle. And you have another gentleman who's out in the mall who's nothing but a shopper. Just there shopping. He's caught in the middle of the gunfire. He gets shot.
Oh, stop it, bro. These idiots are out here opening fire in the middle of a public venue. Man, you know what? And I'm going to say it. You got to respect the old school, mafia type guys, the Italian mafia. And I mean, I get it. Criminals are criminals. Don't get me wrong. But all I'm saying is, though, they wasn't out in public just opening fire in the middle of malls and in grocery stores and stuff. They wasn't just out there opening fire and deleting or shooting innocent people. Man. I mean, I hate to say it like, the street code or whatever, but it did used to be some type of code. You just couldn't out here just randomly, shoot innocent people that wasn't involved in none of the crap that you got going on. Man, this is wild here, man. I'm not trying to justify criminal activity. No, but I'm just saying, though, at one point, there was some type of substance to the situation to where, they wasn't just opening fire with just anybody around. Children and innocent people. Man, come on, man.
Here they are coming in the store. There she is coming in the store. The gentleman that shot walking out. He'll go shooting. Bullets hitting here. Bullets hitting over there. Gentleman shot over here. And here they go running out. All with the guns. These are the 3 we're looking at. May be hard to see. That is a long gun. That's not a pistol. These 2 got pistols. This one has a long gun. Some type of rifle. Now, I know we all go shopping carrying a rifle.
You must got one of them, what's that street name for that joint that you saw off the tip of one of them assault rifles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of it. Man, I ain't involved in none of that ignorant shit. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't think of the name of it, but I done heard about it though. You know what I'm saying? They saw off the tip of the assault rifle and stuff like that. They can put it up under their coat things like that. Tuck it real good.
Rifle. But that's what they're carrying. That's what they're. These are the three that we're looking at. These three are on Team B that we're still looking for. Team A got arrested. He was shot, ended up in the hospital in Orangeburg, where he told a lie on how he had a self-inflicted gun wound, which we proved is different because he had the same clothes on at the hospital that he had when the shooting happened. That's what he's charged with at this time.
So that idiot made it to the hospital, came up with some type of story that he shot himself, and then they traced this dumbass back with cameras everywhere. Man, these idiots is stupid. It's cameras everywhere. Everywhere. Man, these people crazy. And he had the same clothing on, dumbass. Thank God he was stupid. Thank God he is stupid.
We're continuing to work this 1 week after the shooting. 1 week. We already made one arrest on this, and we'll continue to make arrests on this. Probably at least 25 shots were fired in the mall. Shooting in Blythewood, Saturday, 2 a.m., 200 kids, young people in town of Blythewood. We have a shooting. It starts off with what we call pop-up parties. This is the social media that went out. Bring your own booze, bring your own weed. Bring your own weed, drugs. This is the party. This is where it started. Starts at a house. Then it goes from there, and these kids then, not just a small group, large group, 200 of them, end up in Blythewood. I want people to watch. This is probably only not even half. This is
okay, there's got to be another shooting that went down after the mall situation. Hold on, just a few more.
Quarter of the kids. These are 3 different locations, the Waffle House, car wash, and a gas station, that they invaded the town of Blythewood. And I want you to watch this video and see them run when the guns start. Hear the shots?
Boy, them joints like roaches when the lights come on, ain't it?
What the French toasters ever think about?
Damn. All right. But listen, look, you know what I'm saying? I definitely, I was trying to report on the mall situation. And obviously, of course, they have other problems out there in South Carolina and stuff like that, which I get it. It's happening all over America. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, this is a tragic situation, man. You can't even go to the mall and shop and things like that without these rival gangs or whatever's going on showing up at the mall to shop or whatever they're supposed to be doing and running into their rivals and then just going to open fire immediately. Man, this is highly disrespectful and crazy. And, to be honest with you, and regardless of what anybody has to say, and I'm going to speak upon a few things here, you can talk about the gun laws. That's not going to help. Criminals don't care about the law. That's the reason why they're criminals. And you're going to hinder the good people from being able to carry their firearms, to actually know how to properly use a firearm and protect themselves and things like that from the criminals. That's the reason why the Second Amendment is in place, not just, for no reason. It's for the decent people that actually want to protect themselves from the criminals to be able to do so. That's what originally the Second Amendment is for. But in this particular situation, this is highly dangerous, highly egregious. These people, and I'm gonna say this as well. These type of individuals, hold on here. These type of individuals, let me go. Let's see. Damn. Are you gonna give them to me? These type of individuals, you know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm putting this young man's face up there. Shit, he's a fucking liar. He just sat around and talked about, he shot himself, but the evidence says otherwise. So it is what it is. He deserves to be seen. So these type of individuals, once they get caught and the evidence clearly shows that they've done the crime that they are being charged with and things like that, and a jury of their peers convicts them for said crime, I believe we need to have a way to where we can figure something out, to deport these type of individuals to El Salvador. Yo.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Yeah, let's ship them on down there. Now, we getting out the illegal migrants and stuff like that. We're getting them out, to ship them to El Salvador, because El Salvador is willing to take our prisoners right now. They're, definitely the illegals and things like that. It's going to be a lot harder to, let's say, ship, a natural born citizen out. But I think it needs to be a law in place to where when even natural citizens do something heinous like this, do something overwhelmingly egregious, overwhelmingly disrespectful like this in public, endangering innocent people's lives, children, men, women, endangering innocent people's lives. Once they get convicted and things like that with the real evidence, once they get convicted, I think we need to ship their ass on up out of here. Real talk, since we got a external prison system now that's willing to work with us over here in America. Yeah, ship their ass to El Salvador.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Real talk. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.